thousands upon thousands.
Hi, welcome back to the show. Thomas, how's it going?
I got my drink, so I'm good now.
Oh, it's good then.
How are you doing, Nate?
Well, I could use a drink. In fact, I think I'll have several.
Well, we are going to be talking about Nicholas Sparks, isn't that right?
Yes, the Billboard, this is Moviecase episode 5, and we will be talking about the films of Nicholas Sparks, the films of Jennifer Lawrence, Rolling Stones documentaries, and Marilyn Monroe. But if you want to do that in order, it will be Lawrence, Sparks, Stones, Monroe. And that's the title of the podcast. So let's start with Jennifer Lawrence.
Yep.
I came across Jennifer Lawrence originally when she was on the Bill and Cole show, 2007 to 2009, and she knocked my socks off as a good character on that show. I thought she had the best written part, and that's the Bill and Cole's. And
so it wasn't just the beauty.
No, the talent was there from the word go.
Yeah.
But I also thought that she was pretty. Now, after that, I saw her in a movie called Winter's Bone.
Yeah.
She was nominated for Best Actress for that in 2010.
Right.
She then did The Beaver, and that was good. I liked that.
Mm-hmm.
After that, she went to Silver Linings Playbook, which won the Oscar. Prior to that, she had it Like Crazy, that came out under the radar in 2011. She had The Burning Plane, that came out in 2008. She had X-Men First Class in 2011, which she stole the show in. She had House at the End of the Street in 2012. She had the Poker House in 2008, The Devil You Know, which is this year. She's had Serena, Serena, comes out in September of this year. It's her second movie with Bradley Cooper.
Oh, okay.
She's got The Hunger Games, Catching Fire, because she had The Hunger Games last year, you recall.
Right.
She's got the sequel, Catching Fire, this year. She's got American Hustle, which is the third movie with Bradley Cooper, second with Robert De Niro, and the same director as Silver Linings, David O. Russell. It's all she's got a good thing going there, and it was shot in and around Boston, Mass. I know that because Julie Barnacle posted pictures of her with Bradley Cooper,
right,
which is a story I'll get into in a couple of minutes. And there's X-Men Days of Future Past that comes out next year. That's currently in production. She's in that along with the original guys, Hugh Jackman, etc.
Right.
And then she's got The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 1 in 2014, and The Hunger Games Mockingjay Part 2 in 2015.
They're splitting it up, huh?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, they're part of the Twilight.
And
a Harry Potter.
Yeah.
And
well,
kind of. So I guess you could say that he pulled a Harry Twilight.
Oh, gosh. Let's not talk more about that, all right?
Yeah. Gladly. Yeah, so, sorry, I can't resist. So I just want to get the story out of the way. Julia Barnacle, Mike Barnacle's daughter, I went to Willow Hill with, back in the day. She, has, bipolar and a few other things. She met Bradley Cooper because of her dad's connections. And the best line that she could come up with for tagging the photo on Facebook was, "Today definitely had a silver lining." A 5-year-old child with a crayon could have done better.
Oh, gosh.
I know, because I've talked to a few of them. Anyway, not in the way that you think, but pedophile jokes. Anyway, so where were we here? Oh, Jennifer Lawrence. So what was your first encounter with Jennifer Lawrence? Let me ask you that.
Explicitly, I think. You know, where I put the name to the face was The Hunger Games. For me.
Okay.
And, you know, she was the lead actress starring role in that. She's the main character. And I thought she was a very, very, very good actress.
Mm-hmm.
She took command of the role, and she played it really well.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, she was the heroine of the story. And captured that. And, of course, she's got that kind of like mysterious beauty to her, too. She played very well. And yeah, that was my first encounter with her. And then I saw some of the Building Ball shows too, going all the way back to the beginning of her career, I guess.
Yeah, 2007.
Yeah, and I thought that she played a very different character there because, you know, Building Ball was playing that, you know, uncool dad who messes things up, and she's the teenage daughter that's like fed up with it and has to deal with the younger brother, I believe it was too, and
the two younger brothers.
Yeah, and she had a lot of witty comments in there. Comments, and so she can play. I think she's very versatile as an actress.
Yeah. Now I should mention, just as a footnote to the Bellingville show, that the woman who played the mother on that, Nancy Travis, she's good in her own right. She's fun. She's also the wife/mother in Tim Allen's latest hit show. Last Man Standing.
Yeah.
So that's kind of an interesting note there. Have you been able to go back and watch Silver Linings yet?
No, I have not. It's on my queue though for the first one. And
well, I think you still have my Blu-ray if that's what you.
Yes, I do.
You should really force yourself to sit down and watch that. It's a fantastic movie. Best movie of 2012 as far as I'm concerned. Best movie of 2013 so far, just for the record, is The Great Gatsby. But you have to see that in 3D.
Yeah.
Because the visuals really pop.
Yeah, it's not in theaters anymore though, right?
No, it's not. But it comes out on video in August.
Cool.
So, but when you come back for Christmas, maybe we can do that.
Yep.
We still have to do our Great and Powerful too.
I know.
Anyway, so I loaned you several of Jennifer Lawrence's movies: Winter's Bone, The Beaver, Silver Linings Play, Burt the Bellingwell Show, Blade Show.
Right.
The Hunger Games you saw. Aspen First Class you saw. House of David Street I loaned you.
Yep.
And the other stuff hasn't been made yet, or hasn't been released for that matter.
Right.
So, out of what I loaned you, what have you watched? What did you enjoy, and why?
What have I watched? What have I enjoyed, and why? So, as I mentioned, I saw the Bill Engvall show, and I really enjoyed that because of the comedy, and she was very fun as a playful teenage daughter.
Mm-hmm.
And then I've seen what was the other one? Can you list them again?
Bill Engvall show, The Beaver.
Yeah, The Beaver. I saw The Beaver. That was also very interesting because she played a high school. She's valedictorian, I think, right? And she needed to write her speech for her.
Yeah.
For her class and all that.
Yeah, so she got Mel Gibson's son to help her with it.
Right.
And he was a delinquent.
Right. And that was also very interesting because she's very versatile, and so she captured that.
I thought she stole that movie. Winter's Bone.
No, I haven't watched that one yet.
Okay. Yeah. And you haven't watched Silver Linings yet?
Right. Probably two essential ones that I should watch.
Yeah. Well, Silver Linings, she won the Oscar, so you really should.
Yeah.
And Winter's Bone, where she was nominated, you should watch that. X-Men First Class, she stole that movie.
I thought so too, yep.
I think that whoever wrote the dialogue for her character, which is Raven / Mystique, she had the best dialogue, and her portrayal of that character and wanting to fit in and stuff really hits home with anybody who's been considered an outsider in their time, namely me.
Yeah, sure. Me too, in some ways. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I have to say I was more of an outsider than you.
Sure.
Because of the disability and various other things. Sorry, I trumped you on that one. I shouldn't be taking bows on that, but I am. Let's see here.
And The Hunger Games, as I mentioned.
Yeah.
That was a big blockbuster movie of last year. Right?
Yeah, and it's going to be a big blockbuster this year when Catching Fire comes out.
For sure.
Yeah. And I think that...
she's on fire, no pun intended.
Yeah, she's smoking hot anyway.
Did you say she's at the peak of her career?
No, I wouldn't say she's at the peak of her career. I hesitate to say that somebody who's rising as quickly as she is as an actress is going to be at the peak of her career right now. I think that she's still on the climb up, but I think that it's also going to be hard to give her a better role than Silver Linings Playbook was. But I trust David O. Russell as a director, and Bradley Cooper as an actor enough and De Niro as an actor enough to give her a big boost in American Hustle when that comes out later this year. I should also mention that the original title for American Hustle was American Bullshit. And you know why that got changed.
Yeah.
Can't release a movie that says bullshit in the title.
Right.
Just like Kevin Smith couldn't release A Couple of Dicks, which turned into Cop Out.
Right.
So anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we've significantly put a dent in Jennifer Lawrence's career here. Yeah. And I'm sure she'll hate us for it forever, so let's move on to Nicholas Sparks.
Oh, yeah. Master of love stories, right?
Yeah, the Satmeister.
Yeah, usually with the girl in distress and, that guy that kind of comes out of nowhere and rescues her.
I wouldn't say that's really the case. I would say it's more along the lines of people that fall in love, and there's always some sort of a sad note to the story. It doesn't always end up with them together.
Right.
For various reasons.
Yeah.
But it's...
kind of like the last song, right?
Well, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Message in a Bottle, 1999. A Walk to Remember, 2002. The Notebook, 2004. There's a sequel to it called The Wedding, and I'll get into that in a second.
Oh, okay.
Nights of Rodea, somebody I know worked on that movie, 2008. I'll tell that story as well.
Okay.
Just remind me.
Yep.
Dear John, 2010.
Right.
The Last Song, 2010. The Lucky One, 2012. Safe Haven, 2013.
Yeah.
He's got The Best of Me coming out in 2014. And The Longest Ride in 2015. And The Longest Ride is in development right now, as with The Best of Me, an untitled Nicholas Sparks project for TV. That's due out later this year.
Oh, it's for TV.
Yeah. Well, the untitled Nicholas Sparks project is. The Longest Ride and The Best of Me are going to be movies.
Okay.
Now, I should mention, I ran across Nicholas Sparks a few times in the movies. I loved A Walk to Remember when that came out. I liked Message in a Bottle.
Yep.
And Nights in Rodea, The Dear John, and The Last Song. That's when I finally figured out who Nicholas Sparks was after I started reading the credits on those things on video. So I like the stuff. I said, okay, I want to get the stuff that he's turned into movies, or is turning into movies for that matter. So I've gotten everything with the exception of The Longest Ride that he's written so far for the movies.
Right.
And I am slowly collecting the non-movie stuff, like I have the sequel to The Notebook. And it's amazing that there is a lot of difference between what's written in the books as opposed to what you see on the screen.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk too much about that because I think that I don't want to ruin people's experiences with the movies, doing a compare and contrast between the books and stuff. I'll just note that there's a substantial difference. And I suggest that if you like the movies, you'll probably like the books more.
Yeah.
If you feel like you can brave 400 plus pages for some of these, or 300 or less pages, depending on the book, pick these up. They're worthwhile.
Right.
And anything by Nicholas Sparks, I will endorse. He is probably the best contemporary soap writer that we have for books today.
Pretty clean too for like the younger ones.
For the most part, yeah. I mean, What to Remember was clean. The Last Song's pretty clean.
Yeah.
The other stuff
has some kind of
the usual amount of
thematic elements to them.
Well,
like in Safe Haven.
Yeah. Well, there's sex in there.
Yeah, it's true.
But my argument for that is that there's sex in life as well. So you're right about it. There's violence in life, so you're right about it.
Right.
So I can justify that being in there. The one that had a ridiculous amount of it though was The Notebook and Nights of Rodea.
Yeah, The Notebook is the classic one, right?
Yeah.
That really...
Yeah, that was the one that every girl and their cousin was...
posters were everywhere. It was during our high school, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. And just think Titanic was while we were in middle school.
Oh, yeah.
You remember the DiCaprio craze? I was ready to jump out a window during that.
Right, yeah.
Every freaking girl in that school had a binder with his face on it. They were kissing it during the lunch break.
Yep, I remember
and all
that.
the guys were ready to hurl them.
Yeah. Yeah. Now all the guys will be going for Jennifer Lawrence, right?
Yeah, right.
Kissing those in the Notebooks.
Get her done. Anyway.
She's gonna hate us even more.
Yeah. Yeah, if she didn't hate us, before, she'll hate us now.
Yeah.
No, I kid. I'll do a self-deprecating joke somewhere during this. I don't know.
A rarity.
Yeah. A rarity. My whole autobiography is in parentheses. Maybe that should be the title of it. My life in parentheses.
Yeah.
Since I was always an afterthought. There's a self-deprecating joke. So, I want to talk a little bit about The Notebook. Did you read the book?
No, I didn't read the book. I saw the movie.
Okay. Do you remember how it ends?
No.
Okay, spoilers to anybody who hasn't seen this.
Yes. They don't end up together, do they?
No, they do.
Okay, I'm gonna shut up now.
That'll be an improvement. One beer, this is what he gets like, folks. Anyway, so...
I had a 50-50 shot. Can't blame me.
That's what she said. Anyway, she'll kill us for that later, too. Notebook.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's see how intelligently I can get out of this one. The end of the book, spoilers, is that they wind up together, but they're old. They're in a nursing home. She's dying of Alzheimer's, and he's got cancer and several heart attacks besides and stuff. Very depressing to read.
Wow.
Now, here's the disturbing part. The book has a sequel to it titled The Wedding. The Wedding is about a guy who appears to be having a midlife crisis, and he thinks that his wife is having an affair on him or some stuff, wants to win her back and stuff. So he goes and talks to this old guy named Noah, who you may remember is the Ryan Gosling part from The Notebook.
Yeah.
So he goes and James Garner for that matter. Right. He goes and talks to Noah. And Noah has an accident, falls, bangs his head, and winds up in the hospital kind of thing. But he gets out just in time to go to what is presumably his granddaughter's wedding. But in actuality, it's the remarriage of the main character and his wife. Big freaking deal.
Yeah.
It's a nothing story, but it's told with gusto by Sparks, so it's worth reading.
Interesting.
Anyway, spoilers on that. But anyway, The Notebook ends in the movie form of them dying together, you'll recall.
Yeah.
In the book, they do not die.
In
the book, they have a love affair, and just as they start to have sex again, it's the end of the book.
Yeah.
That, I'm glad that they left that part out, but the part that disturbed me is that they cannot make The Wedding into a movie, because what's it a sequel to now?
Right.
Because they killed the characters.
Right.
So.
Interesting.
But it did make it the ultimate love story for women.
Yep, they do love tragedy, don't they?
Yeah, they do. But, life would be boring without drama, and that brings us to the next one, Ned's and Rodeus.
Yeah.
Now, I think I said something to you about Ned's and Rodeus that a person that I went to school with worked on that.
Right.
She worked on that. She worked on Shutter Island. On Shutter Island, she said that DiCaprio's a regular guy. He had lunch with her one day, and nice guy. They talked about the weather and everything. But if you look Scorsese in the eye and you're on the crew and not part of the main cast or anything, you get fired. He's paranoid from all the years that he did cocaine, according to this woman.
Doesn't like eyes, huh?
No. No, but again, that's the paranoia, cocaine, neurotic
that's crazy
thing. But you know what? He's a genius, so who am I to criticize? Anyway, so Nights and Rodeus, she said that the guy that was in it, Richard Gere, is a jerk.
Really?
Yeah, he would take buckets of seawater and throw it on crew members that were trying to light him or put makeup on his face for touch-ups on the close-up shots while he was in the water.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why?
Just because he was a jerk.
Oh my gosh.
There's never a good reason for somebody being a jerk.
Yeah.
Words
of wisdom.
You're me with Jerry Lewis. I should have brought that picture of him where he was so fat he looked Asian.
I told you, man.
Yeah.
I told you to bring it. I had no idea why, but I just felt it deep down.
Yeah.
So,
karma's a bitch. So am I.
Wow.
You didn't catch that, did you?
You said so am I?
Yeah.
Jeez. No, I don't.
Yeah. Anyway.
Don't compliment yourself.
Yeah.
Ooh. Sorry about that.
Yeah, by the way.
I guess I'm playing Richard Gere for the day.
Mm-hmm. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Has your girlfriend seen you naked yet?
No.
Good. So you haven't been able to prove little things to her yet?
I should have said
That'll teach you to mess with the guy with the microphone.
Right. Wow.
Anyway, we digress.
So Richard Gere throws buckets of seawater on people.
Yeah. So there was that. The Notebook was not the Notebook. The last song.
The last song.
Last song. He Nicholas Sparks, wrote for Miley Cyrus. It was a tailor-made vehicle, and he had the script written at the same time as he was writing the book. And it turned out to be that wonderful movie with Miley Cyrus.
Right.
Sorry, what did you think?
No, I mean, kind of like heartwarming, but kind of sad at the same time, right? Because she loses her father. Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Played with superb accuracy
by Miley Cyrus. What? Oh, the guy's name? I forget.
I'll give you a hint. He was in As Good as It Gets. He played the gay neighbor.
Oh, gosh.
He was also in Flash of Genius.
I know you've told me this probably like 50 times, but I have like a mind block.
Would you believe Greg Kinnear?
What?
Greg Kinnear.
What? I was kidding, yeah. Right. Yeah, you're a great actor, really.
Yeah.
What did you think of the singing?
What did I think of the singing?
Yeah.
I like Miley Cyrus's voice.
Yeah.
The only one that I have a problem with that she does is Rocking Around the Christmas Tree.
Yeah.
And that's because it's so damn catchy that you can't help but go, rocking around.
Right.
And everywhere you go, they have that song on at Christmas time. You notice that?
Yeah.
You turn on the Today Show, rocking around the Christmas tree.
Right. Yeah, no. We won't talk about what she's singing these days, so.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
I just got an overload of jokes and I don't know where to go from there. Let's see here.
No, but that was a good movie overall.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was well done for what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about another tearjerker. Dear John, what did you think of that?
No. Yeah, I mean.
I know your fiance hated it.
Right. That didn't kind of like help my interpretation of it. I mean, it was a very emotional movie. That's about it.
Nice save there.
Junior.
Yeah. I call him Junior because he's a month younger than I am.
Right.
How
about you, Nathan? What did you think about it?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I liked it. I like Amanda Seyfried in just about everything she does.
Yeah.
The guy was attractive, opposite her. The story was slight, but it worked.
Yeah.
And cinematography was good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that point.
Of course, I also thought the cinematography was terrific on A Walk to Remember.
Oh, yeah.
And
that was a great movie.
And The Last Song.
Yeah.
Safe Haven also had good cinematography.
I liked that a lot, too. I think I mentioned to you that was probably my favorite one of the bunch.
Yeah. Now, I wanted to ask you, Safe Haven, what made it your favorite and why?
I don't know. I guess I like the suspense element to the whole thing and like the drama.
Mystery?
Yeah. Revolving around the main actress. I forget her name, but I thought it was really well done. I thought it was pretty well acted too. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if you noticed this, but a lot of these have beaches in them.
Yeah, I like that.
Message in a Bottle, not What to Remember. Message in a Bottle, The Notebook, Net Zero Death, Dear John, The Last Song, Safe Haven. They all have beaches in them. And something that you should note is that that's one of the key elements that gives away that it's Nicholas Sparks. It's always a man and a woman on a poster in some kind of embrace, and there's always scenes on a beach.
Well, beaches are romantic. You don't think so? That's where we get engaged. If you don't say.
I think that you can turn them into something romantic.
Yeah.
I don't think they themselves are romantic.
Well, that's what I meant. But, yeah.
I mean, the last time I was on a beach, I got smacked in the kisser by an umbrella. So.
Oh, somebody else's umbrella?
No, ours. Nobody was carrying it but the wind.
Yeah. Oh, God. That just flew over my head, no pun intended.
No, every pun intended knowing you.
Right. Yeah, I was going to ask you, with the beach theme, is that something, related to Nicholas Sparks' real life and romance or anything like that? Do you know if there's some history to that? Or?
I believe there is, because he, I believe, like yourself, wound up getting engaged on a beach.
Mm-hmm.
But he's got, 3 kids, or 3 or 5 kids, something like that, and he's been married to the same woman for, 15 years.
Yeah.
He's in his 40s, and terrific writer.
Yeah, very prolific, that's for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see him write more of the adaptations of his movies like he did with, or from his books, like Safe Haven.
Yeah.
Because he wrote the script for that.
Yeah.
That was great.
Mm-hmm.
I think if he gets the right cast with the right storyline, he could probably turn all of his stuff into a successful movie.
Yeah.
There's not one that I can think of that would be a bad movie.
Now, you said he has some new ones coming out this year?
Yeah, he's got The Best of Me coming out next year. He's got The Longest Ride, book form.
Yeah, and the TV series.
No, the Longest Ride is a movie. That's going to come out in 2015, but the book comes out this year.
Okay, so the books aren't out yet.
Well, the book of that one isn't
out
yet. The Untitled Nicholas Sparks Project is for TV of this year.
Okay.
Which means it could show up on TV next year for all I know.
Right.
It's always one of those things that's hard to tell on IMDb until the says completed or coming soon or all those kind of events.
Right.
So anyway, for all I know, this stuff could crash and burn. Studios are fickle and what have you.
That's true. But they've been blockbusters, haven't they? All these movies. Most of them.
Mr. Bottle was okay. What to Remember was a blockbuster. Notebook was a blockbuster. Net Zero Death was okay. Dear John was okay. Last Song was a blockbuster. Lucky One was a blockbuster. Safe Haven was a blockbuster.
Yeah, so more or less.
Yeah, more hits than misses.
Yeah, right.
So yeah, it's good stuff, and I'm the ultimate cynic, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I need to tell you that? I'm the ultimate cynic, but in all reality and seriousness, I read the stuff because that's the one aspect where I don't want to be cynical. I want to believe that somewhere there is love, even if I don't know anything about it. So I'll go and read Nicholas Sparks stuff. That's the one aspect of me where I'm not cynical. Everything else, I'm cynical. I'm cynical. Ask me a question about politics and you'll get something cynical.
Yeah.
Ask me a question about women, you'll get something cynical while I'm on the subject.
Yeah, but a woman you love.
Yeah, love. Marriage is like soup. When you're done spooning, it cools off.
Oh, gosh. Classic.
Yeah, marriage is like a three-ring circus. Engagement ring, marriage ring, and suffering. I'm not waiting for you. And marriage is like a poker game. Starts out with a pair. He's got to have jack or better. He shows diamonds, she flushes, they wind up with a full house, sometimes with a joker in the middle. Don't look at me when I say that.
And now we've just blown the surprise for my marriage roast, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to see what your fiance has to say about that speech. Hey, I know how your wedding night's gonna go, though. She'll be in bed. She'll be, I gotta take my Beano and...
Yeah, especially after eating those pork chops or whatever, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and then she'll be like, hey, Thomas, got a minute?
I got two in the bathroom first.
Yeah, and then she's like, never mind, I'm going to bed.
Yeah, right. Oh, that's funny.
Not going south of the border down in Rio after that.
Right.
Speaking of which, that's how Michael Douglas apparently got throat cancer, according to him.
Going south of the Rio?
It's south of the border in Rio, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, he was performing oral sex on a woman and he got throat cancer, according to him.
Wow.
Now, his ex-wife, who he was married to before Catherine Zeta-Jones, came out and said, I'm clean, I don't have any of that stuff that would give that. So, according to TMZ, the ball's in Catherine Zeta-Jones' court.
Oh, gosh.
So to speak.
Oh, my gosh. Terrible.
Yeah. Again, this is just rumors and what I read on the gossip rags online. I can't prove any of this stuff.
And this has nothing to do with Nicholas Sparks.
Oh. No. No, other than it's a sappy situation.
Oh. I don't know if that's an insult to him or not.
Not intentionally.
Dig yourself out of that one.
That's what she said.
Oh, man.
Speaking of happy moments,
yeah.
I was talking to your fiance the last time she was up, and we're talking about the fact that I have a new dog.
Mm-hmm.
And as we're talking about the dog, she indicates that she wants to see pictures of the dog. I said, well, they're on Facebook.
Right.
She goes, what? You don't have any of the dog on your phone? I said, no, I'm a guy. What do you want from me?
Right.
She goes, epic fail on your part. You have to...
Immediately.
Yeah. You have to know that I was going to ask for this. I'm so predictable, so forth and so on. I said, look, I don't have to take this from you. I'm not engaged to you.
That's funny.
It's true. I'm not engaged to her. You are. You have to deal with that, not me.
Right. That's why if I would have a dog, I'd probably have pictures on my phone.
Yeah. I should also mention, though, that I find it ironic that for years, if you recall, your mother ran your life as to what you're going to do. Now your fiance is basically doing it.
Transfer power.
Yeah. Now, the party of the first part of this contract should be known as the party of the first part.
Should have never let them spend time together over lunch and at the mall. That was it.
You kind of screwed yourself on that one, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's what she said.
Oh, gosh.
Anyway.
Nathan, you're embarrassing me.
You'll live. So pathetic that I am. Sure, your cousin's laughing her ass off, and that's true.
Probably. Probably.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I know that she was laughing at that joke that I was talking about the priest.
Mm-hmm.
Conversation with. Now, speaking of romance stuff.
Yes.
We should transfer to Marilyn Monroe.
Okay.
But before we do that, let's take a little dive at the Stones, shall we?
Yeah.
I showed you Give Me Shelter.
Right.
What did you think of that?
Great movie.
Okay, can you expand upon that while I take a pill?
If you can take the pill really, really fast.
That's what she said.
Great background story, and the Stones are the Stones, and wonderful music.
Do you remember what the story was of that?
No.
Figures. There's a concert called the Altamont Freeway concert.
Oh, this was the one in California, or Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Right. And, yes, it's coming back to me now, believe it or not.
Good. Expound upon it.
And that's the one concert where there was a...
Stabbing.
Was it a stabbing or shooting or both?
It was a stabbing. The guy pulled a gun.
It was an attempted shooting, but Mick Jagger, but there's a stabbing of an African American guy.
Yeah, from the Hells Angels.
Yeah, this is the one free concert that they threw, right?
Yeah.
And the Hells Angels came, and it was pretty nasty business.
Uh-huh.
And what else happened? There was several interviews in that movie too, weren't there?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Dick Cavett had an interview with the Stones around that time as well.
Right.
But they had the Stones watching the Stones.
Right.
Interesting.
Right.
But yeah, no, they've done a few of those kind of things.
Right.
So I liked it because it was, one, a good concert. There's nothing that the Stones have done that's bad as far as music goes. But I liked the concert. I liked the interesting and scary but true story that there was a stabbing at a Stones concert by a Hells Angel of a gentleman who tried to shoot Mick Jagger.
Right.
That's creepy.
Yeah, and didn't as the concert, as it progressed, didn't it get like more and more like violent in the crowd or something like that, where people were like,
people
pushing each other and stuff.
Well,
because no, it was the Hells Angels. They were drinking a lot.
But the Hells Angels, you'll remember, were being used as security.
That's right.
At the concert.
But they were drinking.
Lining the stage, throwing people off, including the naked woman that climbed up and tried to start dancing on the stage.
Right.
They were pushing people off and stuff.
Right.
But then there was a guy who pulled the gun in the audience, and there was some fighting and scuffling, but then there was that stabbing, and that's what stopped the show.
Right.
But Mick Jagger didn't know anything about it at the time. It wasn't until he saw the footage, and that's part of the documentary, that they show you him watching the footage of himself nearly getting shot.
Right.
And it was like, holy,
Yeah. Do you know what the motivation was? I can't remember if they
never said the motivation for the guy.
Yeah.
It was just somebody wanted to gun down Mick Jagger, and the Hells Angels were promised free beer.
That's right. But they were drinking. I got that right. Yeah. If they played the security.
Yeah. Well, they also had people, if you'll remember, it being on like acid and tripping and stuff in the audience.
Right.
One guy had a really bad trip and was freaking out. Stuff in the pre-concert footage.
That's right. And I remember how many people attended that? It was...
It was well over 1,000.
Yeah, because I remember the cars were just going all through the desert, California desert, yeah.
Yeah, it was that Altamont Speedway bridge.
Right.
All the way backed up miles, and then there's the big field with the adjoining lot that had it, and the trailer for the Stones was there, Keith Richards, all the Stones stuff.
Yeah.
Now, have you gotten a chance to watch the Stones documentary?
No.
Crossfire Hurricane.
No, not yet. That's also my cue. But as you know, I saw Shine a Light.
Yeah. Let's talk about that for a couple.
I can't remember what year that was. Wasn't it
2008?
Oh, 2008. Okay. I thought that was a great movie. I think I saw that one in theater.
Yeah, I saw it with you.
Yeah. At the, what was it called? Roxy?
Yeah. In Burlington, Vermont.
Right. And I remember those interviews were really, really cool. And it was more so, wasn't it about kind of like the history of the Stones, if I remember correctly?
Let me
more or less.
On that. It was a
in the interviews
career retrospective.
Yeah. Remember the footage was great.
Yeah, it was by Martin Scorsese, so of course it was going to be good.
Yeah.
But it had various interviews with them throughout the course of their careers, talking about stuff. Excuse me. Allergies are acting up.
Yeah.
They had a doozy of one interview in the 80s where they're talking about drugs and stuff. That was kind of interesting.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to remember the details of. Yeah, they took a lot. How many types was it? 5 types of drugs?
At least, because they did LSD once.
Right.
There was pot, heroin.
Yeah, they were all over the
Keith
place.
Richards did probably every drug known to man.
Yeah.
And he's still alive. In case anybody is stupid and doesn't necessarily know it by this point, I can't imagine that there's many of you. Keith Richards played Captain Jack Sparrow's dad in the Pirates of the Caribbean, at World's End, and Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tide.
Mm-hmm.
And probably will in Pirates of the Caribbean 5, whatever that's going to be titled.
Wow.
Because they've already got that announced.
Wow.
That looks like it'll be good. As long as Johnny Depp's in, I'm in.
Yeah, that's the role for him.
Yeah.
He seems kind of typecasted to me in that sense. Like, I heard even in the newest movie, this is a side.
Stranger Tides?
No. Lone Ranger.
Okay.
I heard that he kind of like played the Jack Sparrow-ish kind of character, Kimosabe.
Yeah, the Tonto.
Tonto.
Yeah, you got his line mixed up with...
Yeah, that's what he calls his Lone Ranger. But anyway, going back to the Stones.
Yeah.
So, what makes Crossfire, different from the other two documentaries?
Crossfire is the Stones telling their own story for documentation.
So like
somebody reading the actual memoirs of the Stones.
Yeah.
And it's very interesting in that regard.
Yeah.
I should mention the reason why I brought up the Pirates of the Caribbean and Johnny Depp. I want to just tie that in.
Sure.
The reason why I brought that up is that Johnny Depp reads Keith Richards' autobiography on the audiobook of Keith Richards' autobiography titled Life. And I like the book.
Yeah.
I read the book.
Yeah.
It's a fascinating read, and I also listened to the audiobook. Depp, top form. There's not a bad thing that I can say about Keith Richards or as a writer or Johnny Depp as a reader. I can't say anything about Johnny Depp that's bad anyway. I like his acting. Mm-hmm. He's always got a role that's intriguing to me, especially in Sleepy Hollow with Christina Ricci. Anyway.
Another good one. What about the one where he goes off partying? I forget what island or something it is. There's some party movie he did. Do you remember that one?
What, the Rum Diary?
Yeah, Rum Diary.
Yeah, that was good.
It was good?
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. I did not like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, but he did a good job at it.
That's right. That's his old classic one.
Yeah.
He also did this.
That was another Christina Ricci movie as well.
He did this cowboy movie, and I'm trying to remember. It was black and white. A long time ago.
It wasn't Dead Man or something like that.
Dead Man Walking?
No, Dead Man Walking is Sean Penn.
Oh, is it just the Dead Man or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm thinking of, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I liked him in Nightmare on Elm Street, and
remake?
No, the original.
Who did he play?
Remember the kid that got sucked into the bed and.
Oh, yeah.
I liked him in that. I liked him in. What else was he in that I liked? Sleepy Hollow, the Pirates of the Caribbean series, all of them. I liked him in Benny and June. I liked him in The Man Who Cried with Christina Ricci.
What about The Tourist?
Tourist, I liked him. I didn't like the movie.
Yeah.
Same thing with Angelina Jolie for that. What am I going to say about Angelina Jolie? Really?
Yeah, right.
Let's see. Who else? I liked him in Alice in Wonderland.
Yes.
I liked him in Secret Window.
Mm-hmm.
And there were another few movies I liked that he was in. Can't remember them though off the top of my head. It's one of those, if I have the filmography in front of me, I can pick it out easily, but trying to work from memory late at night.
Tough.
Yeah. So, anyway, I think we've probably killed enough time here on the Stones and stuff. Let's go where we should have gone originally. Marilyn Monroe.
Yes.
Marilyn Monroe started her career in 1947.
Wow.
And it unfortunately only ran until 1962. The 1962 movie that she did was never completed. It's called Something's Got to Give.
Mm-hmm.
And it, as opposed to Something's Got to Give, which is the Jack Nicholson, Diane Keaton, Nancy Meyers Sap Fest.
Yeah.
Which is also
a good movie.
Yeah, I'm not going to say anything bad about that. But...
Yeah, 15-year career.
Yeah, but she being Marilyn in this case, did some classic films, some of which I have sitting in front of me on Blu-ray. Gentlemen Prefer Blondes, How to Marry a Millionaire, River of No Return, There's No Business Like Show Business, The 7-Year Itch, Some Like It Hot, The Two That She Did with Billy Wilder.
That's when I saw it with you.
Yeah, The Misfits, Bus Stop, and Niagara. Now, I can tell you that there's not a bad Marilyn Monroe performance in any of her films. You'd be damn lucky to see any of them. They're great, they're fun, and she's attractive as all hell in every stage of her life. The one that I think most people aren't even aware that it's been turned into some kind of a completed version of it is Something's Got to Give. It's on YouTube. It's a 37 minute-ish video. It's... How do I put this gently? It's a remake, for all intents and purposes, of My Favorite Wife, which is Cary Grant and Irene Dunn from 1940. A man has his wife declare legally dead so he can get married to another woman, only to find out that his wife is home from the desert island that she was on for 5 years.
Wow.
That's the story.
Wow.
And then he has to explain to his new wife why he prefers to go back to the old one. That's the story of it. And it's Dean Martin, Marilyn Monroe, Wally Cox, Phil Silvers, Frank Sinatra since the title tune. There's a couple of other folks in there in the Something's Got to Give movie. And it's really good. It was turned into a little short, as I say, on YouTube. And I think it shows Marilyn Monroe at her strongest. That is arguably her best role other than Some Like It Hot. At least in my opinion.
Yeah.
Of the Marilyn Monroe movies that I have mentioned, what have you seen and what did you like or didn't like?
Some Like It Hot? I saw that. I don't know if I've seen the others, honestly.
Okay, well, we will have to remedy that at some point.
I agree. I mean, I remember I liked Some Like It Hot. I thought it was... I thought she was a great actress, and like you said, beautiful, but I think, was it a comedy?
Yes.
Yeah, I remember it being very funny.
Yeah.
I just don't remember exactly why.
Because there was two guys cross-dressing.
That's right.
In order to get away from gangsters.
Yeah, because we watched this how many years ago? Oh my gosh. 3 years ago, maybe? 4?
No, it was longer than that.
Yeah.
Because we were in middle school.
Yeah. Well, I love to see more of her movies. What's the famous picture of her?
The one of her, the street great.
Yeah.
That comes from the 7-Year Itch.
7-Year Itch, okay.
That was the other Billy Wilder one. She had like 2 or 3 panty hose on at the time, and under dresses, what are they called? I can't remember what there's a specific name for them. But,
I know. I don't know either.
The underdresses dresses.
Right.
And they, go see if you can find Jenny. I'll ad-lib for a minute. Maybe she'll know.
The gardener? Is that it? Huh? The gardener? Is that it?
No. Quick Google. Anyway, she had these on, and they put a fan underneath the grate, and it blew the dress up, and she holds the dress down so she doesn't flash at anybody.
Yeah.
And that became like the ultimate sexy thing at the time. But then she topped it, I think, in Something Like It Hot, where she played Sugar Cane, and as if that wasn't sweet enough, she had form-fitting gowns and stuff that were very tantalizing and titillating.
Oh gosh, Nathan.
And I said that in every sense of it.
All I'm finding is panties.
Yeah. I want to say it's like a petticoat, but I don't know if that's
petticoat?
Right. I want to say that's it, but I don't think it is. Anyway. Anyway, so she did this 7-Year Itch and Something Like It Hot. She did better. The thing that I thought was interesting
Yeah, it is a petticoat.
Okay, there you go.
Nice job.
Thank you. So she went to have her butt measured for, this is a story according to Tony Curtis.
Okay.
You can find it on YouTube. She went to have her butt measured for her garments in Some Like It Hot.
Yeah.
And Tony Curtis is a little bit of a wise guy, as you'll find out. So the guy who was measuring the measurements for dresses and stuff said to Marilyn Monroe, you know, Tony's got a better ass than you do.
Yeah.
And she goes, really? Takes her shirt, rips it off, and goes, Babe doesn't have tits like these.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So, anyway, that's according to Tony Curtis. Tony Curtis also wrote a book called what was it? My Time on Something Like It Hot or something like that. There's some pre-title to that, but then it was like
Something Like It Hot.
Yeah. It's all about the making Something Like It Hot and his love affair with Marilyn Monroe, and her having a miscarriage of one of his kids and stuff on the making of that movie. I'd like to read that at some point, but not for the amount of money it goes for. $19. Anyway, yeah, well, it beats the $25 originally going for, right? Why hasn't it come out to paperback yet? People, get on that, will you? Anyway, so there was that. They did that. The other thing that has happened is they made a movie called My Week with Marilyn, and it was based on some guy's testimony that he had done a week on the Marilyn Monroe movie, The Prince and the Showgirl, with Laurence Olivier. And Laurence Olivier was played by Kenneth Branagh in the movie, and Marilyn Monroe was played by Michelle Williams. And you'll remember Michelle Williams is in Oz the Great and Powerful as Galinda. She won the Oscar for My Week with Marilyn. Or if she didn't win the Oscar, I forget now. If she actually won the Oscar, I think she did. But if she didn't, I know she got the Golden Globe for it. But either way, I looked that up while I talked. She was definitely Oscar nominated. I know that. It was arguably the best actor playing an actor that I've seen. You know, I should count Robert Downey Jr. playing Charlie Chaplin in Chaplin back in the 90s. Let's see here. Marilyn Monroe also was rumored to have slept with the Kennedys, if you recall that. Jerry Lewis made a statement to Bill O'Reilly and to Regis Philbin that he was screwing around with Marilyn and not Jack Kennedy. And he said that she was chasing him around with a folding cot.
Oh, gosh.
I don't think she could get that desperate. That joke just caught up with it, didn't it?
No, I got it.
I will say this, though.
Williams received a nomination for Best Actress.
There you
go. At the Academy Awards.
Yeah. So here's the thing that I will say about Jerry Lewis in regards to Marilyn Monroe. His believability on her chasing around with a folding cot has to be taken into question, and here's why. He also said that he grew up with the Kennedys in his backyard. He was born in Newark, New Jersey. The Kennedys were raised in Boston, Massachusetts. He's got a big backyard. So, take that with a grain of salt, folks.
Didn't you say there was something else with Marilyn Monroe and some dance? Did you say there was something else with Marilyn Monroe and some dance?
I don't believe so.
Oh.
I think you're hearing things.
Maybe.
Anyway, so I recommend that people check out Marilyn Monroe's works. There's no,
and ignore me.
Yeah. That would be their first piece of advice to follow. You remember at the beginning of the show when you said you were going to shut up?
But wait, I thought you said there was something with Marilyn Monroe, like, and some butt shaking, or am I mixing that up?
Butt shaking. No, what you're confusing is the butt measuring. That was done with the Tony Curtis measurement story.
Okay, all
right. You'll have to forgive Thomas, folks. One of the things that happens, aside from the fact that he's been drinking, is that he tends to only half listen to things. And so he'll take, a little bit of something from left field, a little bit of something from right field, and splice them together. It'll make perfect sense to him. But then the other people in the room look at him like he's got 3 heads, and he wonders why. So as I give him a dirty look and wrap this thing up, I think we should note for the record, once again, that you should look at the films of Nicholas Sparks, read his stuff. You should look at the Rolling Stones documentaries. There are other ones that are good too. Cocksucker Blues, if you can find it, was good. There was one called Rock and Roll Circus that was pretty good. So there are a few Stones documentaries that are worth a look, or at least concert footage that's good. So check out anything Stones, check out anything Nicholas Sparks, check out anything Marilyn Monroe, and don't believe a word Jerry Lewis says unless you run it through me first, because I'm his fact checker.
And look up the fat picture of him, right?
Yeah. He reached a point at one point, folks, where he was so big that when he sat around the house, he sat around the house.
Oh, man.
If he got into a tub, he'd leave stretch marks.
Oh, my gosh.
When he'd step on a scale, it would say 1 at a time.
Oh,
he was standing next to a cop on the street corner. The cop told him to break it up.
Oh, my God.
So, you see what happens when you get me going with jokes?
I know. We should do one with just you and Jerry.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, you'll never get me out of here. Anyway, with that, I'm Nate Taves.
And Thomas Sawyer.
Thank you for listening. I think.